Hey, everybody. It's Jade. Hope you find yourselves faring well. Thank you so much for swinging on through, stopping by, scrolling by, whatever brought you here. I'm happy to have you. And Vikings fans, Skol Nation here. How are we feeling now? First weekend without any Minnesota Vikings football. Until next season, we just have to watch from afar now, watch all the other teams. What could have been for the Minnesota Vikings. But no, they didn't make the playoffs. So, of course, their season ended last weekend, like we know. But first weekend now without any Vikings football. But, before we know it, we're going to be talking about the first Vikings preseason game. And then we're going to be talking about the first game of the regular season with a new general manager and a new head coach. So many things happening for the Purple. So the silver lining there for the Minnesota Vikings, the fact that their season is done and over, is that there is so much stuff, so many rumors, so many rumblings. Who's going to be the new head coach? Who's going to be the general manager? Is it going to be the general manager first and then the head coach? Which one? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? We don't know. A lot of stuff going on. But like I said, it makes it exciting. So, people, let me know. Who are you all cheering for now that the Vikings are done? Or some of you just done and over it. You're like, I'm sick of football. I don't want to watch it anymore. I doubt that, but maybe there's some of you that are just like, I need a break. I need a break completely. This team, the Vikings, they wore me out. But for me personally, I will be cheering for Stefon Diggs and the Bills Mafia until they're out, and then I guess I'll just have to decide and go from there. But I want Stefon Diggs to win the Super Bowl, so I am Bills Mafia all the way. They're number 2 when the Vikings are out, and the Vikings are out, so now Bills Mafia, they're number 1. So that's where I'm at right now. So y'all should let me know who you're rooting for. And so now moving on here to the rumors, the rumblings, all right? A lot of stuff has happened here. Things are moving quickly. Even this morning, too, between Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport, they were just like tweeting out, well, this name now is going to go interview with the Vikings. The Vikings have requested permission for so-and-so. I'll get into a few of the names that came out here as of late, but I do not have near them all. I think there was something like 8. It was something like 18 or 8 like interview requests for head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. So the Wilfs are just throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks here. I mean, why not? Why not at this point? You're revamping here pretty much the entire thing with a new head coach and new general manager. There's still some other things. There's still some other players, one in particular that needs to go, but hopefully that is to come. But before we get into that, I just want to give us all here a golf clap on the channel and a round of applause, because I think somebody within the Vikings organization, they're reading our comments, they're watching the channel, and I think they might be listening to us. Maybe, but I'm pretty convinced at this point in time. And especially because I mentioned how the Vikings need to make a progressive move and should seriously consider a woman position for general manager, or head coach at this point in time. And lo and behold, who have they talked to? We'll get into that, but a different woman that I mentioned Kelly Klein to get her back with the Minnesota Vikings. And I said, if that name went floating around anywhere else, because I hadn't heard it, then it came from us. It came from us here on the channel, people. So anyway, I want to know who's watching, who's listening, and anybody within the Vikings organization, holler at your girl. My contact info is right underneath the video. It's right there. Let me help you. I think, too, for a lot of NFL teams, and just teams in particular, so many fans. I'm not the only fan that takes nerd notes here, people. We watch the games. We pay attention. We know. I think, too, it would be another progressive move for, organizations, the uppity-ups within teams, to really look to the fans for more guidance, too, on making moves. Not just making fans happy, per se, of course, because they're trying to sell a product, but I know y'all feel me. I know you feel me. So anyway, I want to know who's watching. And if you want to let me know, and again, if you need help, if you need astrological help, Vikings, if you need an astrologer, holler at your girl. Just saying, the planets, they never lie here, people. They never lie. So, moving on, one player in particular that I'm sure will come as no surprise to anyone that is not new here on the channel. There is a new public enemy number 1 on this team, and that is Pizza Ranch Boy, aka Kirk Cousins, he needs to go. He needs to be gone. I don't know, and I really don't care how they do it at this point. They need to go because they got rid of Mike Zimmer. Sure, okay, that change needed to happen. And then they got rid of Rick Spielman. All right, good move there, good move. Puppet master extraordinaire, the old public enemy number one. But unfortunately, he didn't take his puppet Kirk Cousins with him. So that is unfortunate. So whatever the Vikings do, and it doesn't, I think too, because I'm hearing a lot of stuff, and I'm sure y'all have heard this too, like, well, they're probably going to wait and see what the new head coach and what the new general manager are going to say about Kirk and let them decide. But here's the thing. Why do you need them to come in and decide? You know, the Wolves should just say, hey, we need to do something. This should be the plan from the Wolves when they're hiring a new head coach and a new general manager is you all, whoever it is that they're talking to, you need to have a plan or help us figure out how to get rid of Kirk Cousins because it's not working with him. It's not working with him. So that's another issue that they need to be working on. None of this like, well, let's see, let's give it another shot. No, it's not happening. The Vikings are never winning a Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins under center. It's not happening. He doesn't have it within him. He just doesn't. He is who he is. And he always has been that player. He always has been that player. And that is why, too, Rick Spielman and the rest of the Vikings organization, they got bamboozled when they originally signed him. Just like I said in my video about it 4 years ago, that they got bamboozled signing Kirk Cousins for all that money. And now here we are. He's the biggest problem that they need to deal with here, too. So don't be stupid now. Don't be stupid. The Kirk experiment is done. It's over. So going back, like, when the Vikings originally signed Kirk Cousins on, he was who he was then. You know, it wasn't like, I don't think Kirk was advertising anything that he wasn't. He was who he was. It was just Rick Spielman and whoever else that made the final decision to sign Kirk Cousins at that time for all that money. They thought they could elevate, or he could elevate to another level. No. You didn't. You read the situation wrong, and it cost you dearly. And for Rick Spielman, it cost him his job. But now, why is Kirk left over? So he definitely needs to be dealt with, and hopefully the Wolves are working on that. But I personally think that should be one thing that the Wolves mention just straight out the gate. And you know what? Kirk Cousins, I don't know if it's got the teeth chattering because he doesn't have Daddy Warbucks, Rick Spielman, to hide behind the coattails anymore. Like, there's no hiding, okay? Like, Kirk is out in the open now. And he is what he is, right? He is what he is. But he does not have that go-getter, that leadership mentality, that like, I don't know, the gravitational pull, right? It's more like, I don't want to say like a black hole necessarily because he's not that bad, but average, mediocre. He's not the next level quarterback that I think Rick Spielman and whoever else at the time thought that he maybe could be. Again, they got bamboozled. So now the Wolves gotta sweep up this mess. But I definitely think there should be just no consideration at all. And if the Vikings and the Wolves really do want to win a Super Bowl, like Mark Wolf said in the little presser after Zimmer and Spielman were shown the door, then you just need to stop even entertaining this Kirk crap. You know, it's just, it is what it is. The Kirk experiment needs to be done and over. It's the Case Keenum curse that needs to be rectified is what it is. So, my gosh, oh my word, I'm almost at 10 minutes, and that was just on Kirk alone. My gosh. All right, so moving on here, people. It's like a round table of who are the Vikings talking to. It's pretty much everybody as far as head coaches go, and it kind of reminds me, and too, I keep like waving this pet around like a magic wand. It kind of reminds me of Harry Potter, like the sorting hat. You know, and I have my Viking scarf here too. It's not like I haven't completely lost all the Viking scarf here, but it's seriously like Harry Potter land, you know? We should just put the sorting hat on like Doug Peterson. All right, so the Vikings talk to him. Doug Peterson, is it going to be you? Is the sorting hat going to say Doug Peterson is going to be the next head coach of the Minnesota Vikings? Where's the sorting hat when we need it? Where is it? If the Wolves had that, could you imagine? They'd just probably be flinging that thing on anybody. Like, all right, let's let the sorting hat decide. At this point in time, they probably do have something similar. It's probably, I don't know, who knows, some sort of robot or something. Anyway, so Doug Peterson, his name obviously been thrown around there, and I would be okay with that. I would be totally fine with that. because Doug Peterson, too, as we know, was the head coach of the friggin' Eagles, man, when the Eagles inevitably and eventually won the Super Bowl. Inevitably and eventually, whatever. Words are hard. When the Eagles won the Super Bowl and when they knocked the Vikings out of the playoffs in the NFC divisional game. What was that, 2018? Is that when it was? 2017, 2018? Math is hard, 2 years ago. And then Doug Peterson and the friggin' Eagles went on to win the Super Bowl in Minneapolis. So interestingly enough, and wouldn't that be kind of ironic if Doug Peterson ends up then being the next head coach for the Minnesota Vikings? And I did see a video too of Doug Peterson, and it made me like him even more. It was on Twitter. It was a compilation of, I don't know if it was all team meetings or what it was, but it was a compilation of after the meetings had wrapped up, Doug Peterson was like, all right, well, I got ice cream for you guys, so let's get to that before it melts. And it was just like one after the other. Well, all right, I don't want the ice cream to melt, so I got ice cream for you guys, so let's go have that ice cream. All right, you guys, well, all right, so I got the ice cream, but it was just like he has ice cream for everybody after every meeting, and that's just one little thing, right? To keep people happy. Who doesn't love ice cream? And I'm sure there's people on that team that didn't love ice cream, and I bet he had something else that they liked for him. So I loved that little video, and hadn't seen it before. I'll try to, if I can find it, I'll try to link it in the description if y'all haven't seen it. But it was on Twitter, so it was a funny little compilation there. And so as of today, seriously, just like one right after the other, like Tom Pelissero, Ian Rappaport, the Vikings have requested to speak to this person. So Todd Bowles, apparently the Vikings requested permission to chit-chat with Todd Bowles. So he's the current defensive coordinator of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And interestingly enough, he is from the same town in New Jersey. I think it's, I forgot to write it down. I want to say it's Elizabethtown, but I think it's Elizabeth. Maybe Elizabeth, New Jersey. Interestingly enough, Todd Bowles and the Wolves are both from the same city in New Jersey. Vikings requested to talk to him. Also, and I think this name is going to get a lot of Vikings fans excited because this is one name that I've been like seeing a lot, or I've been hearing a lot, within, media and fans too, is Dallas Cowboys offensive coordinator Kellen Moore. All right, yeehaw. It seems like the Vikings just threw a little lasso out and trying to, hog tie Kellen Moore to get up to Minnesota and have a little chit chat. They probably just do it via Zoom, so it's actually probably a lot easier. And also, Vikings have requested permission to talk to Jonathan Gannon, who's the defensive coordinator of the friggin' Eagles. It's like all the Eagles people, man, friggin' Eagles. He was so Vikings have requested to talk to him, Jonathan Gannon. And he was a former Vikings assistant coach from 2014 to 2017, which I did not even realize. So interesting there. And another name, or kind of the last one here, I think it's the last one. Yes, it's the last one that I have written down. I have nowhere near all the names that have been floating around, like, that the Vikings have talked to. Seriously, they're wanting to talk to everybody, and I'm a fan of that. At this point in time, you might as well sample everything, right? See what's out there. So this is where it kind of brings me full circle back to who's watching the channel here? Who's watching the channel? Who's reading our comments here, people? Who's watching the live streams is the Vikings reached out, and I think they have already spoken to it. I believe it already happened earlier this week, is VP of Football Operations for the Eagles, Catherine Reich. I think I'm saying her name properly. Her last name, Raiche. So they talked to her to become maybe become general manager of the Minnesota Vikings. So isn't that exciting? And I love that move from Minnesota. I would love it even more if they brought her in. I mean, why not? Progressive, and I mean, hello, women and men alike. They know football just as much, as the other. And there's a lot of like men that coach women's sports, right? That don't play women's sports. So it's like about time. It's about time. It's kind of crazy that we're in 2022 and we're now finally talking about like women being, more more, or they're more head coaches in professional sports, like men's professional sports that are women. I know the NBA's been doing it, and it started with kind of like referees, and it went from there. So fun fact too, when I was really, really young, like really, 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 really little, I wanted to be the first NFL, the first woman referee in the NFL. Somebody already took the spot. I forget her name, but that was a dream of mine when I was really, really young. So crazy, but it's exciting too. Women in sports, exciting time. So, all right. So those are all the names that I have written down that were floating around like the freaking sorting hat here for the Minnesota Vikings. And I want to know, people, who do you want? Who do you want to see at this point in time? People have asked me to, and I'm just excited about the change. I am excited about the change, but I still live in the realistic realm, and gotta remember that this is the Vikings after all. So yes, the Wolves, they made the big decision here, getting rid of Zimmer and Spielman. Big decision, right? That was the big thing. And now the purple pressure is really, really, really on. So can the Wolves and company, can they live up to that and pick, a GM and a head coach, vice versa, whatever comes first, that'll push, or whiff a wind in the Vikings sails that will push them towards a Super Bowl victory here in the near future, in the next coming years. Hopefully, that's all we can ask for, but at the same time, you got to remember, people, this is the Vikings. After all, this is the Vikings after all, so let's get excited, but let's stay over here in the realistic realm, all right? We want those receipts. We want the accountability. We'll believe it when we see it. So yes, they got rid of Spielman Zimmer. That's the first step. Pizza Ranch Boy, well, he needs to go. Anyway, so let's see who they get. And in time, though, all the rumors, all the rumblings, it's very, very exciting. It keeps things spicy, especially for the off season, which can tend to be, a little bit more boring, because there's not games and all that stuff. But anyway, the games this weekend here, people, we do have some games, and wrote them down. So I'm gonna on the fly just make some picks here. And so today, that being Saturday, Raiders, Bengals, they're gonna play this afternoon, and then Patriots and Bills Mafia, they're gonna be playing this evening. So between the Raiders, the Bengals, I really honestly don't care who between these two teams wins, and I'm only going to pull for the Raiders because of John Madden, RIP, and I was a Raiders fan very, very briefly when Randy Moss was on the Raiders. So I'm going to say Raiders there, and but let's see what happens. I feel like the majority are picking the Raiders, but I could be wrong or maybe the majority are picking the Bengals. Anyway, tomato, I'll say Raiders on that one, but I don't care. Hopefully it's just a good game. And then as far as the Patriots and the Bills go, this evening, this one, out of all of the games this weekend, this one is the one I'm looking forward to the most. And obviously, I want Bills Mafia, Stephon Diggs, you go have a game, dude, get it done. And hopefully Bills Mafia can win this one and keep it going. But they got Bill Belichick and the Mac Jones and the New England Patriots. So I'm pulling for Bills Mafia, so I'm going to say Bills Mafia on that one. And then tomorrow we got the friggin' Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Man, that's a tough one because I can't stand the Eagles, and I'm just kind of sick of Tampa Bay. So that one is really just a toss-up to me. But I'm going to go with Tampa Bay, because I'm pretty sure Antoine Winfield Jr. is on the Buccaneers, so Minnesota connection there. So let's go with the Bucs on that one. And then here's another one, an exciting one. A lot of eyeballs on this game. 49ers, San Francisco 49ers, and the Dallas Cowboys. So hopefully this is going to be a big game here. Exciting one. I think this was the game too where I was thinking, I think everybody has picked the 49ers to win this game. Dallas, they can be sneaky. Dak can also be sneaky. Amari Cooper, you never really know. This one is a real toss-up for me, like who to cheer for, but because of all the wonderful 49ers content creators out there, 49ers first takes, Jay in the Bay, 49ers Ultimate Report, go check out all their channels. I did collabs with all of them earlier this season. they're an amazing community over there. The 49ers, the Niners, faithful, the Empire, they call them. So I'll say 49ers. Let's go get it here. Hopefully Jimmy G can lead you guys, or help, basically not throw it away or whatever it is. So I'm going to say 49ers on that one. And then Pittsburgh Steelers and Kansas City. Those two teams, I could really coin flip it, and I really don't care. I cannot stand Ben Roethlisberger, so, but a lot of the players, or there's a couple players on the Kansas City, I should say, that I can't even stand. Partially their name, too. I can't believe I just said it. I try not to, just because I'm not a fan. That's a toss-up, but I'll just say Kansas City. Kansas City? All right, we'll go with that. And then, Arizona Cardinals and the LA Rams. The Ramily on Monday. So, speaking of the Ramily, LA Rams content creator, Payo Time, LA Rams YouTuber. If you have not checked out his channel, makes great content. I've collaborated with him a couple of times. Really awesome dude. So Payo Time, go check out his channel, people. I'll try to put it in the description as well. So obviously, I'm going to be cheering for the Rams in this one. I've been thinking kind of all along that they've been Super Bowl favorite, that being the LA Rams, and the Cardinals have kind of lost steam here as of late. So I'll be pulling for the LA Rams and the Ramily in this one. So those are my picks, and it's more personal picks, I guess, this week, and more than anything, but that's what I'm going with. And like I said, y'all, let me know what you think about everything, about the Vikings, about the rest of the teams that are in it. Who do you want to see win? Who do you think is going to be in the Super Bowl? I want to know, and y'all are great at letting me know. So thanks so much for hanging out with me, everybody. And until next time, we'll just sit back and wait, read all the rumors, everything. I've probably missed like 30 tweets at this point in time from Rappaport, Pelissero, whoever else is just tweeting away. And who knows, by the time that this gets uploaded, the Vikings maybe already have a new general manager and or head coach. So we'll just have to wait and see, but it's what makes things very, very exciting, right, purple people? All right, everybody, thank you again for hanging out with me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace. P.S. Mar, hi. Hi to you and Kitty. How are you doing? Are you doing well? I hope so. Miss you both. Tell Kitty I say hello. All right. Hopefully I'll talk to you soon, too. All right, everybody, take care, and I will catch you on the flip side. Later.